This is a webinar on the ThinkWave cloud-based admin software. Go to the ThinkWave homepage. On the center right here, there's a link for Browse Demo. Click on the window and it'll take you into the demo view of the school admin software. What I will show you today is the administrator view, then the teacher view, and finally the student and parent view. ThinkWave is cloud-based, so it can be used on a PC, Mac, iPad, or an iPhone. It's a responsive layout, so changing the size of the browser window or the viewing device will adjust the interface so you can use it on any of those devices. This is the dashboard. On the dashboard, you can see a place for the administrators to add messages. They can create messages for either all the students in the school or just certain students. Also, you can add attachments. As you can see here, there's an Eagle JPEG, and you can add multiple attachments to messages or blog posts. And these messages are emailed out to students or parents once a week or daily depending on their user account settings. On the dashboard, the administrator can access the previous years. Also, an administrator can have multiple views. An administrator can see the administrator, teacher, student, or parent view. At the end of the school year, there's an automatic roll forward function, which lets you uptick students from the 2nd to 3rd grade, 3rd grade to 4th grade, or graduate the students who are no longer in your school. At any time, you can go to the dashboard and access the previous years. Now let's go to the Students tab. The Students tab is where all the student information is kept. You can upload a photo and add any custom field you would like, either for all students or groups of students. You could have a free-form field, or you could have a pull-down with choices that you've created yourself. There's the ability to upload files, if you need immunization records or any other files that you'd keep for student records. Once a student logs in, the username the student chooses will appear here. These tabs allow everything to be quickly accessible. Also, the administrator can log in and view what parents or students can see online by clicking Visit Student Account on the right-hand side. I'll show you that later. You can also adjust the grade levels or put the email address here for automatic email notification. You can see the classes that the student's enrolled in, and here you can see the groups that the student is enrolled in. The Teachers tab is next. This is where you would put all the names of the teachers. You can also put a photograph and files associated with that teacher. Teachers, once they log in, will have a personal gradebook that's pre-populated with all the students in their classes. And as an administrator, you can visit the teacher gradebook by clicking Visit Teacher Account. I will show you that later. The next tab is Classes. Classes are similar to courses. They are interchangeable. A couple things I'd like to bring up is that you could have multiple final grade scales for your school, and you can assign grade scales by class. So kindergarten classes can have E, S, and U, and other higher level classes can have a different grading scale. If a teacher switches classes or leaves in the middle of a semester, you can assign the gradebook to another teacher easily by just selecting another teacher in the drop-down menu. The class scheduling is flexible, so you can have the class meet on different periods during the week. Another important thing to note is graded skills. So for kindergarten classes or other classes, you can grade a class on multiple parameters, and those also print out on the report cards and transcripts. Final Grades is the next tab. This is the heart of the software in the sense that it collects the grades and the comments from multiple teachers and combines them together in one unified report, so you can generate a report card or transcript for each student. There's 3 levels using the software. First is a teacher can keep all the assignments in the gradebook, and it calculates the final grade and transfers it to the administrator. Or the teacher could just enter the override as the final grade, if they don't want to use the gradebook. Or further, the administrator can put in the final grade as an override and put a comment in the comment block here. The comments can be up to 5,000 characters for both the overall grade and any graded skills. So you can see under Math B, for example, you can have a grade here and a comment from the teacher. All graded skills and comments go in the transcript. As an administrator, you can also get all the grades for classes that a student has by clicking on the By Student subtab. There's also the ability to get the credits if the student earns partial credits for a course. Those credits appear in the transcript and are summed together for an overall number of credits. Attendance tab is next. Attendance is a 2-tiered system, where the teacher takes attendance either for one period or multiple periods. And that period mark is then transformed into a day mark according to the rules that you set in the Setup tab. I'll show you the Setup tab later. You can set it so that if a teacher marks a student absent for the first period, they're marked absent for the day. An administrator can go in and override that if the student comes in tardy. Or you can set the different rules if a student is gone for the majority of the periods or the majority of minutes, then they are marked absent or present, whatever you set up in the rules. The Reports tab is next. The report card is one of the reports that I'll show you. You could generate the report card either on your own letterhead by designated length space on the top in inches, or you can upload your own logo to appear in the top left of the report. You can choose single-term report card or multi-term to include multiple terms. You can change the layout to either portrait or landscape, and you can change the report title if you want to generate a progress report. Since ThinkWave data is uploaded immediately as the teacher enters grades, you can make a progress report at any time. There's a lot of customization options available for other areas, so you can include things like attendance, or other custom fields I showed you earlier in the Students tab. These will also print out in the report cards. For example, you can print the value of a semester or school-wide test on the report card as well. Here you can print a legend which appears at the bottom of the report card along with a signature line. All reports are generated as ready-to-print PDFs. They don't have any URLs at the top or the bottom, and they're cleanly formatted so you can print them directly once they're generated. This is a multi-term report card, where the comments appear below the grades. In a single term, the comments appear on the right hand of the grades. Now I'll show a couple more reports. The transcript report I had mentioned earlier contains multiple years of a student's grades. The student ID connects the data year to year, so once you set up the current year, you can roll back the grades to enter historical data. And when you roll the student forward, the information is copied so you can generate a full student transcript at any time. The student transcript also generates as a ready-to-print PDF with your logo and the school address. As you can see, all the years a student has been enrolled is included. It includes the cumulative GPA and the cumulative credits earned. Let's look at another report, the Student Summary Report. Since ThinkWave is always updated with the data from all the teachers in your school, an administrator could get a good view of how a student's doing by generating the Student Summary Report. Either by group or by a particular student, you could get every single assignment grade a student has, as well as the grade by assignment type or overall grade. This is a good report to get an overall status of a student's progress, or if there's a parent meeting, the report is always available for the administrator to look at. As you can see, all the classes, assignments, and the results of the assignments are shown, the grades by assignment type, and how much each assignment type is weighed. So this student, for example, has 80.5% on homework and 100% on projects, and all the assignments within those categories are shown. There are other reports you can print out on the Reports tab, including login instruction sheets. If you don't want to email out the instructions, you can print them out on paper. There's also a series of attendance reports, class schedule reports, student summary reports, and missing assignment reports. You can print out gradebooks for all the teachers in your school, like this standard grid-based gradebook, for all the grades that a teacher has given a student. Finally, custom reporting functionality that lets you build custom reports and transcripts that handle the most complex reporting requirements in any language. Now I'll show you some of the setup functionality. The administrator has the ability to set final grade scales for the school, as I was showing earlier. You can add multiple grading scales, as you can see here. There's a kindergarten grading scale and a pre-scholar. There's also non-calculated grades that you can assign to a class in addition to calculated grades. There's also the ability to round grades if you use the percentages as a final grade, and also the minimum percent that you allow a student to get if they are to gain credits for a class. To edit the grading scale, you simply click on one of the grades. It gives you the ability to change the grade into a number or any other grade you want. Here's where you can put in a description, and here's the GPA value. Here's honors GPA value, and the minimum percent you need to get that grade. There's other setup options. Graded skills are something you can detach to class. especially lower level classes such as kindergarten. You can add graded standards and skills, and those can be graded. And those graded standards and skills can be added to report cards and transcripts. There's a files area, where you can see the files that a teacher has uploaded as part of the assignments, or files that you've uploaded as part of messages that are sent to students and parents. Grade levels can be added or changed. If you use it in a college level setting, you can change all the grade levels to be appropriate for your college level. Custom fields are good for a couple of reasons. One, you can organize your report or generate a report for just those groups. Or you can make custom fields just to apply to particular groups in the school. Some of these custom fields can be printed on report cards and transcripts. Terms and subterms are very flexible within ThinkWave. The one thing to remember is terms appear on transcript reports and subterms do not. But other than that, you can have overlapping terms. So if your school uses one term for lower level students and another term for high schoolers, you can have both term structures in the software and assign the classes to different term structures. You can have multiple subterms, so you can have progress reports and progress periods that you can print out on report cards. That's an area that's very flexible. You can even change the subterm dates once a semester is started. Periods are flexible too. You can change the start and end times of the periods as well as add your own periods for your school. If you have a period that covers the whole day, you can do that as well. If you have different day schedules, for example, for minimum day, you can assign different periods to those minimum days, or you can shorten the periods that remove 5th and 6th period from the minimum day if you would like. You can also set holidays for certain days of the year, and it would eliminate those days from taking attendance. The Attendance area in the Setup tab allows you to customize the marks and add attendance marks that you use for your school. And if you want to record minutes, you can do that as well. If there is an ADA status where you get certain payments, whether a student is present or absent, you can set that here as well. The rules I was mentioning here earlier could be set up in the daily calculations. By default, they're set so that once a teacher marks a student absent for the first period, that makes them absent for the whole day. Those can be changed to a number of periods, if they are, say, there for more than 2 periods, or a percentage of periods or minutes to get a day mark. So those are very customizable. Online access is where you can invite the teachers, students, and parents to access integrated gradebook and information. You can put their email and either print their invitation or email it to them. There's also a way to email everyone at one time. The teachers, parents, and students get an email with a link and an embedded code. They just click the link and create their username and password. Then they go to thinkwave.com, and on the top right, they click the login button to log in. So everyone has a view of only their own data. I'll show you the teacher and the student-parent view in a few minutes. There's an ability to embargo final grades. If you want the final grades to show up after a certain date, you can put the date there. There's an ability to add additional administrators, so you can add as many administrators as you need for the school. There's the ability to roll over the data, either forward at the end of the year, or back if this is your first year using ThinkWave. Also, there's an easy way to import student names. If you have an Excel file with student names, they can be imported using the ThinkWave system easily. All the attendance, grade, and custom field data can be exported in a comma-separated value format, CSV format, which can be opened easily on your local computer in Excel. Now I'll show you the teacher gradebook and gradebook view. An administrator can access the teacher's gradebook by going to the Teachers tab and clicking Visit Teacher Account on the right-hand side. Teachers, of course, access their gradebook and only their gradebook through their login at thinkwave.com by clicking on the top right, but administrators can get access to the teacher's gradebook this way. The teachers have the ability to create messages for all the students they teach and all the classes they have under their purview. As well, they can upload attachments, syllabuses, or any general handouts as part of their general messages. Teachers have full gradebook functionality. Once they log in, all their students and classes are pre-populated. So to create an assignment, teachers click Add Assignment, and here they have the names of the assignments, the type, date, and the type of grade it's given. ThinkWave allows teachers to have very flexible grading options. They can create their own custom grade scales as well. They can mix points, percents, and sort of custom grade scale. There's also the ability to attach a file, to allow students to turn in assignments online. So when a student logs in, there's a link that appears to allow them to send their assignments back to the teacher, so they can save paper. And there's the ability to create a description and add a web link that shows for students and parents when they log in. The gradebook screen has multiple ways to enter grades. There's the standard grid type gradebook view, or teachers can type the grade directly into the grid, or select a letter if it's a discrete grade like an A or a B. There's also assignment by view, where the teacher can put in a more detailed comments on each assignment, like give feedback for students. There's also a place where turned-in assignments from students appear in the right column here. The Final Grades by Class tab is where the teachers can see the calculated percent and how it's converted into the school-wide scale. In the override, they can either enter a different percent or they can actually enter the override grade. Once they're saved, it'll convert into the final grade and go into the report card. The area on the right here is where teachers can put comments that appear on both students' and parents' web views, as well as the report card. And those comments can be up to 5,000 characters. The attendance screen from the teacher gradebook is for teachers to take attendance for that designated period. Just mark the student absent or tardy. They don't have to mark anything if the student is present. The system will automatically assume the student is present. They can put a comment in the minutes, like tardy, and that immediately goes to the administrator, so that quickly establishes the attendance at the beginning of the school day. The teachers have a series of reports where they can print out a student summary and gradebook reports, as well as missing assignment and weekly attendance reports. Those also generate as ready-to-print PDFs. In the setup, ThinkWave allows teachers to have a lot of flexibility in how they want to create their assignment types and how they create their grading options. They could add a different custom assignment types here. The grading options allows them to set grading options as a default for all classes in their gradebook. Or they can drill in on a specific class and override those defaults by a specific term or subterm. They could use assignment types by weighting, where homework, projects, quizzes, and tests are a certain percent of the grade. Also, the term grade could be derived from a percentage of subterm grades, and those are calculated automatically. Now let's return to the administrator view by opening the pull-down menu on the top right. This will bring you back to the administrator access. Now let's go back and look at the student-parent view. In a similar fashion, the administrator can visit a student or a parent account by clicking Visit Student Account on the right-hand side. That will bring you to see what the students see when they log in. When the students log in, they see all the messages from the administrators and their teachers. They can download any attachments or syllabuses that are available within the messages. They see the recent results. It's not shown here, but the upcoming assignments due in the next couple of days would be shown here as well. And they will also see attendance as well. Students can also see previous years by clicking on the drop-down menu in the upper right-hand corner. They only see their student view. When they need detail about assignments, they can get a detailed list by date, either with all the sections or specific class only. The upload link, where students can turn in assignments, is on the right here. So students can click on the link and upload their assignments to turn in to the teacher. The teacher can also attach files for the assignments, so the students can download them and work on them from home or school. The final grades for each of the classes and the terms are available here, as well as the comments are shown. As I showed earlier, these are how the grades can be embargoed by the administrator, or they can be shown any time as the term progresses. The parent view is similar to the student view. The parents just don't have the ability to upload the assignments back to the teachers, but they get the latest messages and the recent results when they log in. Parents and students can also click on Accounts and they can adjust which days they receive emails, or they could set up email updates for any day of the week. Let's go back to the administrator view. So this is an overview of the cloud-based ThinkWave school admin system. If you have any questions, please contact us. There's also the ability to start a 30-day trial, which has full functionality. If you would like to request a setup, training session, or a demo, please contact us as well. Thank you for watching.